Hi, honey.
Hello.
So, I'm interviewing you so that other people like you will get an idea of what it's like to be on a river cruise ship. So, 2 years ago, you had no desire to come on a river cruise ship, but I dragged you to my Asta River Cruise Expo, and you had your first experience on a river cruise ship. Tell me what you thought it was going to be like before you ever came on a river cruise ship for the first time.
Well, I thought I was going to be bored out of my mind. And after being on 50 plus ocean cruises from small, I say small ships, a couple thousand people, to 6,000 people ships, big ones, um, there's a lot to do on a ship. And even with all that on a big ship, after 3 or 4 days, sometimes I get a little bored out at sea. So I thought I was going to be just counting the minutes until we got done with the cruise. And I also thought the age of the people, because I'm 57, I thought the average age was going to be 80. And so I really thought I was going to be bored, but that was farthest from what happened. We went on a Alma Magna cruise, um, and from the very first day, it was amazing. The the thing I like about river cruising, me personally, is being in the heart of the stop. So on a large cruise ship, sometimes you port. Even in the Caribbean, you port. You're a taxi ride or a car ride away from everything, and sometimes even an hour or 2 hour drive. Um, but on the river cruise, you're right in the heart of the town. And last year, unfortunately, Michelle got sick, and so there was about 4 days where she had to stay in the cabin. But I was able to walk into town, and go do stuff. I did some shopping. I'm a casino buff, and I will tell you there is no casinos on the ships. However, in a lot of these European cities, they have casinos in almost every town. In the more the upbeat, the newer towns. Um, so I was able to go to the casino, do some shopping, come back and check on her, late in the morning, have lunch with her, and then I'd go back into town. You can't do that on an ocean cruise. So that was a lot of fun to be able to do that. I mean, for me, that stimulated me to be able to get on and off. Um, Yesterday or a couple days ago, Michelle went on a tour that I'm really not a history buff, so I get kind of bored quickly. Michelle wanted to go on a certain tour, and she was able to go on a tour in the morning. And we met for lunch, and then we went back into town. Again, that's something very difficult to do on an ocean cruise. So those are some of the things I really enjoy. Um, didn't think I would, but the the age issue, that's farthest from the truth. They say the average age now on these river cruises are in their 50s, so they're my age. And there's even families that bring children on the ship. Um, and one of the things that I really, really like on the ship is, and I didn't think I would, um, there's only 150 to 200 people. Sometimes I guess some of the river cruises are even smaller than that, but they're you get to know the whole staff, the captain, the hotel manager, the restaurant manager, your staff, your wait staff, and even the cruise passengers. I mean, you get to we get to talking to different people every night. We get to play games. We have great entertainment on the ship. We have a piano player in the lounge. Um, so it's just, again, just something I didn't think I would enjoy as much, but it's nice waking up with a smile every day and saying hello seeing the same people, and getting to know them well, um, and yeah.
What did you what do you miss? Is there anything you miss coming on this ship that you don't have that you had on a cruise ship, on a large cruise ship?
The only thing I thought I was really going to miss is the casino. And I'm not a big gambler, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've got friends that are huge gamblers. We spend $100, $200 a day on a cruise ship for gambling. And I look at that as part of my entertainment. I really thought I was going to miss that. But for the cruise we were on last year and the cruise we're on this year, um, I was able to go to the casino a couple times. It just but that was really the only thing I thought I would miss. The one thing that I enjoy more on a river cruise that I thought I would also miss on the ocean cruise, the ocean. Um, when you're at sea, it's beautiful. We always get balcony rooms or small suites when we go on ocean cruises. I like to get out and have my coffee in the morning and see the ocean, but that scenery does get boring after a while. I know towards the end of an ocean cruise, I'm going out on my balcony a lot less than I did the first day. So, it's the same scenery, you get to see the same thing. Um, the river cruise, the scenery is always changing. From the countryside, we were just cruising yesterday, and I love to sit by the windows, when you're dining, and you're actually almost at water level when you're in the dining room. But we go through towns. We have, the farmland. You go through these old cities that are hundreds of years old. You get to go through locks, which is really cool. If you've never done a lock, it's really cool to watch. We pass other boats. So again, me personally, I'm stimulated by seeing different things, and I like that because again, I do get bored on the ocean cruise, so I get bored easily. But so that's
Awesome. What did you think about the food on the cruise ship?
food was amazing. The food on ocean cruises is amazing as well, depending on the cruise ship you go on. I mean, whether you go to the fine dining or the specialty restaurants or the buffet, but that was another thing. I didn't think being in a small boat, I call it a boat, riverboat, that you were going to have a lot of variety on the ship. And I don't eat seafood. I'm a meat and potato type of guy, but there is a lot of variety. They have they've got a chef's table. They do every night that you can rotate, take turns, go to the chef's table. They have a buffet in the morning for breakfast, but they also have eggs cooked to order. Plus, they have a variety of other stuff that if you don't like eggs, I'm an eggs and bacon guy. So, and then they have lunch. The lunches are fantastic. They have a set thing, just like on an ocean cruise. Like if you don't like what they have, you can get a pizza or a cheeseburger, or it's just a plain Jane kind of thing, which suits me perfect when they have these weird stuff. But the food has been fantastic. I'm going to tell you another thing that's really cool. To be able to walk out of your room and to go get a cappuccino, a hot chocolate, a latte, and they're all free, 24 hours a day, and it takes about 2 minutes to walk to the coffee machine and be able to get that, because I'm a big coffee drinker. I like my cappuccinos, I like my hot chocolate, I like my cafe Americanos, and they have machines on these river cruises, and it's just so convenient to be able to not have to traipse for 10 minutes to go find a cup of coffee. So that's something else.
How about the itinerary? I mean, what do you think about the fact that usually the first day on the cruise you're staying overnight in the city that you're arriving?
Oh, I think it's just amazing. Being some of the complaints with people that don't like ocean cruises. I know I have one of my oldest child that hates going on the big ocean cruises because he talks about, he only have a few hours by the time you dock, get off the ship, get to your destination area, and you have 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours on an ocean cruise. Whereas on a river cruise, being in the heart of the city, it doesn't take long to get where you're going. Some of the time you're in these cities for 10, 12, 15 hours, sometimes overnight. And again, it's so easy getting on and off a river boat than it is an ocean cruise. And they still scan your card just like on a big ship, because they want to make sure that if you don't get on the ship, they're going to come hunt you down. But it's easy. Your walk off, it takes literally a minute to get off the ship, and you're steps away from the city. Like for instance, I was already planning my day today. And you probably know where I'm going. I'm going to a market, a huge market. We're in Rotterdam today, and I mapped out the walk. We're 14 minutes to the biggest market in Rotterdam, and it's an indoor market, and then we're another 13 minutes to the Holland Casino. So I already asked Michelle to go to the casino today. So see, I get my casino fix. So it's just so convenient to be able to do that. That's
Has anything surprised you that, just really taken you by surprise?
yeah. I would. You know what the ships are just. The ships are luxurious. They're beautiful ships. The staff is amazing. I was actually shocked at how much I had a misconception of. Please don't take this the wrong way. Europeans can be, and that's only because I've worked with some European manufacturing companies in construction, and they're very rigid, and sometimes I just look at them as being very judgmental or they're not friendly, but it's farthest from that. Everybody's been super friendly. The cities we go to, from Amsterdam on this particular trip, in Amsterdam and Rotterdam, everybody's been so friendly. The locals. We've gone to some great local restaurants. Again, it's just that surprised me.
Yeah. Awesome. What about the pool? Every cruise ship, every large cruise ship has a pool. Most river cruise ships don't. This one happens to. But what did you think about the pool? Is that something you'd ever use on a river cruise ship? I mean, obviously right now it's a little cool, but
You know what? I'm not a huge pool person on an ocean cruise. I mean, we go to the beaches when we go to the destinations. But I'm not a huge pool. I mean, I get enough swimming in where I live in Florida. But yes, we actually went on a river cruise last year, and there was a hot tub on it, and we actually used it. This happened to be a 4-day river cruise. This particular cruise we're on this year, because we spent a lot of time at a conference with Michelle, and we spent a couple days pre-conference in Amsterdam. So we've been here a long time. But another day or two, I would have gone to the pool. They have a cool pool on this ship. It's heated, and it actually is truly heated. And I talk about some cruise lines tell you their pools are heated, and that is heated for somebody from Minnesota. But they actually are heated. The one on this ship actually has a swim-up bar. Now, it's small, probably seats 10, 12 people.
no, 4.
No, the whole pool. You could probably have 10, 12 people in the pool. It's got 4 seats, but it doesn't matter. It's really neat. The ship only has 3 decks, and the whole upper deck. I mean, ships are bigger than you think. I think that's one of the things I did mention earlier, is that being on a large ocean cruise, they're 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet long. River cruises are 400 feet long. But they're big, and when you get up on the top deck, it's so cool to be able to. Everybody, when you go on a big ocean cruise, when you're leaving port, you like to be on the top deck for the first few times. On a river cruise, you could just sit up on top deck, especially when the weather's warmer, and just go between these towns and have the most amazing views. But yes, I would use the pool. I think another day or two, I'd be in that pool.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the cities we've gotten to experience on river cruises. So we've had Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we embarked in Budapest, so we had some pre-days there. That was amazing, right?
We did
Vienna.
Austria.
Awesome.
Then we went to one of the oldest European cities on that cruise. It was hundreds and hundreds of years old. I forgot, it was back from the 1400s, or
I'm trying to remember the name.
and that's another. Some of these cities are just so amazing that, again, I'm not a huge history buff and thought I would be bored out of my mind, but the towns are amazing. I mean, and just to be able to get off and go to a cafe and have a cappuccino in a town that's 500 years old, and see some just historic old buildings that are still standing. And again, years ago, I didn't even want to come to Europe. I told Michelle to take her mom, take my kids, and go. I didn't want to go. I had no interest in going, and now I'm excited and look forward to our trips and love going to these old cities.
So, Wally, would you recommend river cruising for everybody, anybody? Who would you recommend river cruising for?
Anybody who loves to travel. I mean, it's a means of, even for somebody like my older boy who says he doesn't like cruising. It's nice to be able to get on a ship. You can kind of call it your floating hotel. And for people that are afraid of the ocean cruise because of being seasick, a lot of this ship goes I call it putts, but it goes decent, but it's so calm. We're in an inner rivers. There's no waves, there's no rockiness. So anybody who thinks they would love to do an ocean cruise, but maybe they're afraid of getting seasick, this is a perfect thing. I look at it as a floating hotel because I unpack once. I bring my suitcase in, and whether you go 4 days, 7 days, 10 days, unpack, and it takes you from town to town to town, and they're all different. They're not all the same.
Right.
And so it's just a good means of traveling. I mean, you could do Europe in a car and on hotels or hostels, but what you lose is the beauty. Being able to see some of these towns from the water side is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. So, what would you say to somebody who is pretty active at home and is considering a river cruise? Would something like this work for them? What would you say to them?
Oh yeah, they have they promote activity on the ship. They have gyms. This one has gym, and I haven't visited yet. I'm not a huge one that goes to the gym every day. But they do stretching forever. I have a gym in my apartment building in Tampa, and I've never been there in 4 years. So, but they do stretching on the ship. They have a gym. They have bicycles. The coolest thing, and they have bike tours every single day. I've talked to some of the people that have been on the bike tours. We haven't done it yet. I've been struggling with a sciatic nerve issue from a car accident I had before the last cruise, so I haven't been able. But everybody seems to love these bike tours. They do them once or twice a day, and they go through the town. It's just so many different things to do. So yeah, if you're active and you like to ride bikes or you like to walk, we're going on a 2-hour walking tour today through Rotterdam. And then when we come back, we're going to have a snack, and then we're going to go back into town. We're going to head to that market. We're going to the casino. If we wanted to, we could come back at 3 o'clock. They do afternoon tea on this particular cruise line every single day from 3:30 to 4:30. I'm a huge afternoon tea guy. I love my little sandwiches and my tea. So you can do that. Then you can go back into town and come back. Again, for anybody, there's flexibility for anybody. And if you just don't want to go anywhere and you want to sit in your cabin and watch TV, you can do that.
Awesome. Okay, I want to clear up one thing that you said. You mentioned about kids. So yes, you're right. There are kids that are able to come on river cruises. This particular line does have special occasions where kids are able to come, and then Uniworld also always has kids programs on there. But most river cruise lines are kid free, so that is an advantage for those people that would like to travel without kids. And
there's no kids on this ship.
No kids on this ship. So if you would like to travel with your kids, though, we can absolutely accommodate that as well. So this time, or next year in June, we are going to be planning a group that we're going to go on, and maybe some of our friends will join us.
Oh, love to. Yep, looking forward to it already. In fact, I told Michelle, after being on so many cruises, I want to start doing 2 river cruises a year because I love them. And the flight to this type of area, I mean, it's a 7-8 hour flight. It's not bad at all. And if you do go on a river cruise, or you go on our cruise, just make sure you leave either a day or 2 or 3 days pre or post, because again, these cities have so much to offer. We spent a week in Amsterdam. We spent a week in Budapest, which is a lot longer than most people do. And there's still things we want to come back and do.
Yeah, they're incredible. So keep an eye out, and if you want to consider sailing with us next June, watch for more information. We'd love to have you sail with us.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.